You know the name Jennifer Lawrence, right? For a while there, she was arguably the biggest movie star on the planet. But her story? It's not just about fame and fortune. It's this incredible journey of a crazy fast rise to the top, then a very intentional step back, and now a powerful reinvention that's completely redefining her career.
Okay, let's just start with a number. A huge one. $6 billion. That's what her films have made worldwide. I mean, that number alone puts you in the absolute top tier of Hollywood royalty. But here's the thing. To really get who she is, you can't start there. We have to go way back to a totally different beginning.
And then you see this.
I didn't have any friends. I remember it being kind of lonely.
How does that person become one of the most famous people on Earth, right? That's the real question here. And that huge contrast is at the very core of her story. It's this journey from feeling like a total misfit to becoming a global icon.
All right, let's do it. Let's go all the way back to the beginning. And trust me, this is not your typical Hollywood origin story.
So growing up, Jennifer Lawrence says she really felt like a misfit. She talks about dealing with hyperactivity and a lot of social anxiety, which, made school really tough. But then she found the stage. And when she was performing, all that anxiety just disappeared. Acting gave her this incredible sense of purpose, this thing she was meant to do. It was so powerful, in fact, that she actually dropped out of school at 14 to go for it. She even calls herself self-educated.
And then comes the turning point. And it's one of those things that sounds like it's straight out of a movie. She's 14, on a family vacation in New York City, and a talent scout just spots her on the street. Can you imagine? So she does a cold read for some agents, and they're just floored. They said it was the best they had ever seen from someone that young. That raw talent, it was just undeniable. And that's what it took to convince her parents to let her chase the dream in LA.
And once she got that chance, wow, her rise was just incredibly fast. This is the part of the story where she goes from this unknown kid with a ton of talent to a name that, everyone knows.
The movie that changed it all for her was 2010's Winter's Bone. And let me tell you, this was not some glamorous Hollywood role. Not at all. She played Ree Dolly, this super tough teenager in the stark Ozark Mountains who has to find her missing dad or her family will lose everything. Her performance was so gritty, so authentic, that it landed her her very first Oscar nomination. Just like that.
And the critics, they weren't just impressed, they were stunned. I love this quote from Peter Travers at Rolling Stone. He said her performance was more than acting. It's a gathering storm. I mean, come on. A gathering storm? With reviews like that floating around, you better believe Hollywood started paying very close attention.
Just look at this timeline. It really shows you how crazy fast this all happened. In 2010, she's the indie darling with an Oscar nomination. A year later, 2011, boom, she's Mystique in a major franchise. And then just one more year after that, 2012, she becomes Katniss Everdeen. And that's it. Game over. She's a global superstar, an absolute 3-year whirlwind.
Okay, so this next phase is where things get really wild, because she managed to do something that is just so rare in Hollywood, dominating the box office and the awards circuit all at the same time. It's like she was living this incredible double life in Hollywood. On one side, she was the highest-grossing action heroine ever as Katniss Everdeen. And it wasn't just about the box office, right? Katniss became this cultural icon because she was both tough and vulnerable, and that felt so real to people. But then, on the other side, she's this prestige actress, winning the industry's most coveted awards. To be the queen of both the blockbuster world and the serious acting world all at once, that's practically unheard of. And get this, she did all of this when she was ridiculously young. This number, 22. That's how old she was when she won the Academy Award for Best Actress for Silver Linings Playbook. That made her the second youngest winner in the history of that award. Just wow. Now, a huge piece of that award success puzzle was her collaboration with director David O. Russell. They made 3 movies together that just perfectly clicked with her talent. And that partnership was absolute magic, leading to that Oscar win, a BAFTA, and 3 Oscar nominations just from their work together. So this brings up a pretty big question, right? Think about it. You've reached the absolute top. You're a global superstar, you're the highest paid actress in the world, you've got an Oscar on your shelf, and you're not even 25. What's next? I mean, really, where do you possibly go from there?
Well, her answer was to step back. And I want to be clear here, this wasn't her career fading away. No, this was a very deliberate choice to hit pause, to recalibrate, and to take back control of her own story.
Because after all those crazy highs, she definitely hit a bit of a rough patch. You had a few films that just didn't quite land.
There was Passengers, that got some underwhelming reviews. Then Mother, which, well, people either loved or hated it. Some even walked out. Red Sparrow had mixed reviews, and it all kind of culminated with Dark Phoenix, which was a big miss both critically and at the box office.
So what did she do? She hit the pause button. She was really open about it, saying she just wasn't happy with the movies she was making and that she needed a break from the constant media spotlight. And who can blame her? This was an active choice to step away and figure out what she really wanted to do next. And that brings us to the latest chapter of her story. And honestly, it might be the most interesting one yet. This is her comeback, her resurgence. But this time, she's doing it completely on her own terms. Her big return was in that huge Netflix movie, Don't Look Up. And it wasn't just that the movie was a massive hit. Her paycheck, a reported $25 million, proved one thing for sure. Her star power hadn't dimmed one bit. She was back, and she hadn't missed a beat. But you know, the biggest change in this new era isn't just about the acting role she picks. It's the new role she has behind the camera. While she was on that break, she started her own production company, Excellent Cadaver. So now, she's not just an actress for hire, she's a producer. She's building these projects from the very beginning. And this is a huge deal. It's about taking control, making sure the stories she wants to tell are the ones that get made. She's not just a pawn in the Hollywood game anymore, she's a major player.
So when you step back and look at the whole journey, I mean, from being Katniss Everdeen, the girl on fire, to now being a producer who is literally shaping her own destiny, it's just so clear that she is a master of reinvention. She's already had these two completely different, totally successful acts in her career, which leaves us with one final exciting question. What on earth is Act 3 going to look like?